Hey everyone, so this is a video that might ruffle a few feathers, but it's really important for me to have this conversation because I've been observing something in a lot of the conversations that I've been having as I've been working with people to sort of figure out how to master the game of allyship, and something that I'm starting to see, starting to crystallize. Again, I just wanted to talk about, bring it in front of you, and then maybe start a discussion. So a lot of people want to change the system, and I'm using scare quotes because this is really what I want to focus on in this video. So they can observe out there a system that needs to change. And even especially highly educated, highly intelligent individuals can even see, there it is, there's the problem in the system. And then they go out and spend all of their time trying to raise awareness of the problem of the system, which they see as a bug. They see the system is created in such a way, and it is created such that this negative outcome is happening, which means the system is broken. And this comes from a very good place. I do this all the time, and I've done this in the past a lot of the time, but it's also a bit of a trap, because every system, the product of that system isn't a bug. The system is designed to produce it. And sometimes you have outcomes that are purposely, consciously designed, and then there's outcomes that are unconsciously designed. And when a system produces an outcome that is unconsciously designed, people will really rush to label it as a bug and fix it. But that unconscious negative outcome might be dependent on a conscious good outcome. And so then people get caught in this endless battle of trying to play Tetris with a system that's really not designed for individuals to participate in. System level change happens with large numbers of people making giant tectonic shifts in a concerted effort. And this is not to say don't try and affect the system, but really we need to be aggressively honest about how much we are personally empowered to affect systems, because there's a specific type of arrogance that can come from wanting to take on systemic change all by yourself. I am very guilty of this. Again, I created a program called Mastering the Game of Allyship. Oh, who am I to explain how you can master the game of allyship? And yet I want to go after this. I want to do it every single day, but in the early stages of this, I was so frustrated. I was so frustrated because people just weren't getting it. I was like, well, if you just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the problem is solved. Why won't you just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Well, it turns out to do 1, 2, 3, you have to give up ABC, and ABC is connecting to someone's like deep identity, and they don't want to give it up because they'll feel like they'll die. And there's just tons of reasons why people don't want to change. And so the only thing that can really change is myself. And in this world, the only work that I can show up to consistently is stuff that I'm good at, something that creates a direct feedback loop that I can see how I'm creating an impact in the world, something that allows me to connect with my community and feel like I belong, and something that shows that I'm continuously growing over time. And systems hate that. Systems do not like giving you that information. If I want to take America as an object and change it, I'm not going to get any feedback that anything has changed. It's too big for me to look at. I'm not going to get any feedback that I'm growing inside of it because, well, what does that mean? Like, the system isn't really designed to really even care about me as a growing individual. In a lot of ways, it would like me to stay the same so that it can effectively keep me as a part of the machine. So what I really call people to do is don't give up the desire for systemic change. There's a lot of really positive effect that you can do by moving in the direction of wanting to make a systemic change. But don't fall into the trap that I did, which is to even unconsciously assume that you are going to be an effective agent of that change. And here's how you will know when you are trying to do that, when you're trying to push this boulder up a hill. If you have seen a problem that you've had really for more than 2 weeks, and you're not able to effectively change your emotional state around it, you've taken on a problem that's unsolvable, because some part of you still believes it's solvable, and it can only feel frustration as a function of its belief that you can solve it and it not being solved. You're just gonna keep smashing across this until you run out of energy, and you will run out of energy. You will burn yourself out trying to take on more than you can chew. So my invitation is to break something down into its smallest piece. Something that you can see, something that you can track, something that has a direct effect on your personal power and efficacy. Because even if you're just doing something simple, but it's making you a more empathetic listener or making you more money so that you can give to more charities, if you do something that can increase your ability to affect the world, then you have something that will keep allowing you to want to show up to it. But if you already believe that you should have the power to change the world, you're only going to feel frustration when it doesn't change. And I'm going to be just aggressively honest with you. It is usually a very immature part of ourselves. There's a level of development where we first come into being of understanding that we have this thing called personal power. And it's the part of you that's the terrible twos. It likes to hit things. It likes to affect its world. If it can see it, it can change it. That's why kids poke their mom in the eyes or push other kids or steal toys. Like, they're really pushing the boundaries of a world that they want to be able to sort of control and make an impact in. And it feels great. It feels amazing to affect your world. But as you mature and you learn more about your capabilities, you actually learn that that feeling, accessing that feeling of empowerment, is harder and harder the older that you get. So the problem, the inner problem of allyship becomes, how do you get access to the emotional energy that comes from that felt sense of power and accurately map it to the spaces in the external world where you can actively make a change? And that usually involves being honest with yourself about who you are, about what your skills are, about how you want to show up, about what your actual contribution to this planet is going to be. Because once you get clarity on that, you'll start seeing things change. Again, it might still be over time, but at the very least, you won't be pushing the rock up the hill. You'll be doing something that you like, something that gives you that feedback, something that makes you feel empowered. So jam with that for a second and let me know, like, what battles are you fighting that you need to let go of, and what practices could you be bringing into your life that will set you up for those battles in the future? Let me know what you think.